was the last time you called the cops just to talk?
When I was probably 3. I think I remember the people on the other line were very nice. They were very kind to me.
Oh my god!
And they were like, "I'm sweetie. This is for emergencies. I know you just want to talk. Somebody probably mentioned it to you.
This is an emergency. I'm out of whipped cream for my pudding."
I probably had like something like that. That or like it was probably no, my it's horrible. Ocarina of Time doesn't work. I tried blowing in the cartridge.
I tried blowing into the cartridge.
Nothing's working.
She went, idiot. You're not supposed to blow into the cartridge. That ruins it.
Meanwhile, it's just not even plugged into the wall. You haven't even realized it, or the plug's not plugged in the back all the way.
Big Bro gave him the second controller not plugged in.
Okay, unless anyone has any objections, I'm just going to go into the summary. Sorry, listeners. We know you're here for a reason.
What? Hey,
they're here. Yeah, something like that.
You seem to have woken up.
God damn it. I will not be relegated to a decade-old me.
On to the summary. In this 4th entry to the One Piece filmography, Luffy and the gang find themselves flat broke. Due to the captain's excessive diet, our heroes find themselves looking for part-time jobs. Luckily, they find themselves in a town that hosts a pirate race. During one of the many lines of exposition, we learn of General Gasparde, an ex-marine who's also made of candy. Meanwhile, some guy named the bounty hunter Shiraya is out on a revenge plot to kill Gasparda. A lot of key points here. An old man says goodbye to his steam engine wife. Cody 7 turns out to be Shiraya's sister, and Sanji doesn't respect the 1v1s. And this and more at 11. Sorry, I started kind of bowed there a little bit on the old man and his steam engine wife.
Steam engine coon.
You call him Cody too.
Anyone have any like opening thoughts on the movie? This is like pretty decent, honestly. This was not a bad flick.
I didn't mind it.
At first, I didn't really care for the use of CGI in the sense of like the 3D animation and with like mixture of the 2D kind of thing. I didn't really dig that at first. But like later on when they started using it more subtly, I was like, I was really vibing with it. Like the whole animation, just like they took this to fucking 20.
Right. That's what I thought. Like that first like opening shot of when they first get to the island and it's like fucking panning the whole like the town and you see all like the character or like all these side characters and whatnot. This is like I know we mentioned it briefly one time about the OP or whatever, the most recent OP that we're on right now, how they kind of like tested that recently where they do this like weird camera panning and they show all the characters on the merry-go or whatever. And it's kind of wacky because it's in like 20 FPS, which is a little distracting. But outside of that, like I know like in this movie, again, it's in like 20 FPS. But, you know, that experimentation, I mean, I kind of vibe with it. You know, seeing that like weird camera movement, I don't know, it was pretty fly.
For a movie and for, again, I'm assuming when it came out. When did this movie come out?
2003, I believe.
So for that period, I guess for like, it kind of makes sense for it to be 20 frames. Do you want to hear something sad about it though? When I saw the use of 3D, you know, CGI and everything like that, and like, you know, 3D animation for this, you know, film, it reminded me heavily of 2016 Berserk because of the shitty CGI there. I know I have to stop. I gotta let this horse die sometime, but I won't. And at first I was like, oh my god, it's this kind of fucking animation. But then I remember, oh, this is from 2003. But then my brain also went, no, 2016, what have you done?
Yeah, 2016, you're using the fucking strategies that haven't been in place for like literally over 12 years. Get the fuck out of here.
14 years. 14 years and you haven't learned.
14 years and you're using these dead strategies. Fuck you.
That's my little Berserk rant off for the day. But that's what I thought of when I saw the CGI. Because I personally, in anime, I hate the use of like 3D animation. I think I know it's a cheaper form for how they do it. And I understand sometimes it has its purposes, but for me, whenever I see it, it's always so jarring.
Right. That weird juxtaposition when they have like a primary asset that's like clearly just a 3D CGI object, like in the middle of like all these 2D guys. No, yeah, I think we can all mostly agree on that. It kind of comes out of left field a lot of the time.
But yeah, no, but overall, like the whole movie, I enjoyed it. Surprisingly, I was like, for being a mess story, it still was entertaining.
So I want to chime in on that. I feel like the storyboard on this one was actually not bad. I was vibing pretty much from start to finish. I liked how we got there. I liked where we started. I appreciated the journey. The only thing I would say at the end of the day is my biggest critique is what the other three had that this one does not, is that it let all of the Straw Hats kind of get their time to shine. Whereas this one was mostly about the side characters and like the new characters, with like Luffy thrown in just to be like doing Luffy things. And everyone else was just kind of like, yeah, we're here too. We're like chilling.
I think this is fine though. We have an entire show about these guys.
Exactly.
My only problem is at first I thought we were watching a Fast and Furious movie. Because it was about a race. And I was like, you fuckers got me to watch a Fast and Furious. But then it turned out to not even be a race.
Right.
Which was, that was my problem with the story, is that like they made the beginning lead up to, this is a fucking race. It's going to be great. And I'm like, okay, cool. We're watching Fast and Furious, but boats. All right, I guess I'm in. And then it turns out to be like, lol, psych, we're just going to kill everyone.
And then we hit that sweet jump and you're like, yep, this is Fast and Furious.
Yeah. That whole segment was Fast and Furious. And I'm like, I vibe with this. This is awesome. This is cool. But once they get way past that point, that's when when there's only just the main crew and the other ship.
Well, wait a minute. I kind of want to praise them for curbing my expectations, because I'll be honest. It's been a minute since I've seen this, so I completely forgot where it was going to go. And when they got to that Navy base and everyone's just blowing the fuck up, I'm like, oh, so it's not a race movie. Well, good. I didn't want a race movie in the first place.
but it could have been that much more entertaining. Like, imagine because they could have given more opportunities for the other Straw Hat crew. Now again, I know that they probably didn't have the budget and time to deal with that. But it would give the perfect excuse for why Zoro's not on the ship helping Luffy fight. Like, he's fending off another boat between two boat battles, like Mad Max style kind of thing, where everyone's jumping off their boat to fight other boats to keep them from stealing their ship. Luffy's dealing with the main pirate, shit like that. It's like, I understand why they did it the way they did for the sake of the quote story, but it's just like, for me, I was like, I went in with the expectation after like how they kind of goaded you into thinking like, this is a motherfucking race. Like, they spent the first 30 minutes talking about being like getting ready for a race, to then all of a sudden going, it has nothing to do with the race and there's no prize and there's literally no purpose to it except for this guy's kink shaming, or not kink shaming, a kink kink of literally getting off to just murdering people because he's quote bored.
And power is his only motivation.
I'm just saying, like, I kind of like what they did with the man. I feel like I might be a little more hyped about this than any of you fuckers out here. I guess I would only argue that I took a different approach or a different set of expectations. I never felt like the Foundation was in a Fast and Furious movie. I felt like from the moment we met Gasparda or whatever, the Foundation was in, okay, he's clearly the villain. What's going on with him? And they proceeded to give all of these, story reasons to dislike him. And they had all of these extra smaller characters that surrounded him in a fairly organic way. It clearly, to me personally, had more to focus on with the main villain than it did much more than the race. The race was honestly supplemental from what I was seeing from the start anyway. What did we think of that first shot into the big pirate bar? What a cool little transition. I like the pit where you saw all the different pirate flags. And
I want to see more of just that area. I want more interactions in that little
pirate
town village place, or
where food is free.
Where food is free, dude. Free. No, yeah.
It only costs
seems
$2 to get in or something. I don't know what the money translation is.
It was 200 berry coins.
Just for those keeping track at home, that's literally $2. $2 in US currency. It costs $2 to enter.
Yeah.
So it's literally $2 for free food. That is the best buffet.
It was for all of them, by the way. It wasn't $2 per person. It was $2 for the whole lot.
So how many Straw Hat crew members are there? There's
7.
So 7 divided by $2.
7 divided by $2.
It's less than 50 cents.
Dear fucking God.
It seems like you could bring any amount of people in there, because the other random goon who we see first do that also slaps down 2 coins.
Which is so fucking good. You be like Gasparda or whatever, who's probably got secretly a whole crew of 100 people or something that we just only see the front 7 people.
You could be fucking, damn it, what was that shitty villain's name from Sanji's arc?
Krieg.
Pearl.
Krieg. No. Well, yes, but no.
Yes, but also no.
Yeah, you could be Krieg with 100 ships worth of people and still walk in there for $2.
$2? Could you imagine?
What kind of business functions off of that?
The one that also gives away food for free, Devin.
How do they offset their costs, dude? I'm fascinated.
I don't know. The race, I guess.
No wonder this fucking event only happens every 2 years apparently in their universe.
I always love too, Sanji, like whenever he eats somewhere, he has to have like a little criticizing bit or whatever it is. This one wasn't even criticizing. He just goes like, these were a bunch of nice little simple dishes, but they were good. I enjoyed myself. I could probably do it better, but
he's like, I could definitely do it better, but I respect it. It's free. It's decent.
But this is fine.
We take it. And then I really do like how when they introduce what a fun way to introduce the guy too. The Shiruya.
Shiraya is awesome.
He's such a cool guy.
I want more of him.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm super, super disappointed that Shiraya is in a movie because we are never going to see him again.
Cool dude.
And that is so sad. Even if he doesn't even have to join the Straw Hats. If he was just a guy that we saw like every 20, 30 episodes, I'd be fine with that.
Ace or something?
Yeah, like you give him the Ace treatment or something. On the contrary, though, the parts with his sister, I kind of hated it.
Really? I mean, I ain't saying it's like great or nothing.
It's not like it's not the M. Night Shyamalan twist you'd expect, but like when you see the moment that Grandpa has a flashback of saving a girl, you go, oh well, that's Kobe then. That's the Kobe we've been seeing for the last 30 minutes. I did not particularly think that was well done in this movie. Of course they had to do it because they had to give Shiraya a reason to do these things, and I think it'd have been fine if his sister was just dead. But of course everything kind of has to have a happy ending here. Grandpa had to conveniently be there, had to save the sister, and we had to be quote unquote in the dark the entire time about Kobe being Kobet. Shiraya, on the other hand, mwah.
Dude, Shiraya and like that fights. Can we talk about that fight scene with what was his name? Like
Needles. I think it was Needles.
What a badass fight, though! It was metal.
They gave him some good choreography.
The fact that dude fought with his arm being dislocated at the elbow.
I loved that part. I was like, oh my God. And the best part was like, that's what he was going for too, right? Like as soon as it happened, the dude, Shiraya looks at him. He's like, one down, motherfucker. Because he's like, I know all you have is your fucking arms to work with, you piece of nonsense, you garbage player over here. Filth, absolute filth. And then he does that shit with the shovel. I don't know why. Something about like using like normal objects as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's like so badass.
He's a tavern brawler.
Yeah. Like that was really fucking sweet.
Even I had a note about it when they have the first brawl in the pirate bar casino place where he blocks a sword with his napkin that he was using when he was eating. It's like, that's a strong napkin.
That actually made me really mad because I'm just sitting there thinking that doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes literally no sense, but it's hilarious.
Man, these are pirates. They don't got sharp blades. They go out of their way to fucking stab you with a fucking non-sharp blade.
Yeah, give you tetanus.
Give you tetanus.
There was also a guy in that group who had like morning stars for hands. Yeah. So like, I'm not.
Dude, I saw that.
I was like, what the hell? And then it just like wrote him off so quickly. I was like, well, that's a unique character gone. I do kind of want to backpedal though a little bit back to the Fast and Furious race of the jet ski giant.
The jet ski
giant. They really
giant.
did those guys dirty.
They really did them
hyped
dirty.
Them up, and then they were just like, oh, dude, we're not going to make this turn unless we slow down a little bit. And he's like, no, you don't understand. We just got to go faster. And dude's like, oh.
They made it seem like they were actually going to make it, but then like you actually look, it's like 10 feet. Like
they're like, they're sailing. They're going to do it. They're going to be in first. And then guys are like, we're not going to make it. And then they just slam into the village.
Moving on though, like then Zoro getting the fucking nat 20 of a fucking perception, just walking around going, there be stowaways here.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, that's That's just Zoro in a nutshell. I mean, no matter what he does.
I know, and it's just like I'm just sitting there thinking like this dude can't figure out which way's fucking north, but he could sense like people in a bathtub that he physically can't see.
I am also glad that the Straw Hats are starting to recognize. I mean, even though it was just in a movie, but they're starting to recognize Zoro's fucking horrible direction, because I think it was Sanji or somebody or Usopp or something was like, hey, make sure you stay by this guy when you're walking around the ship, otherwise he will get lost. When he's going around with Kobe 7 or whoever going to find Grandpa. But moving on to the villain of the week, our guest Sparta. Do we have like opinions on him as a whole? I guess his ability, his candor.
I don't care. His power is a thing we've seen already. It's just a different flavor. But
literally, it's a different flavor of crocodile.
Yeah, I mean it's a different flavor of crocodile, ace, smoker. Take your pick.
I'll say this. I guess I didn't dislike Esparta at all. I mean, I know that he was definitely just like another flavor of crocodile. I won't pretend for a minute that he's not.
It was just a clone, and it wasn't even that great of a clone is my problem, because he didn't have really a reason.
I liked that, though. So this is what I feel like this movie has done successfully. They brought the idea of piracy back into like the forefront of the series, because like this dude, he is an ex-Marine who became a pirate, right? And they dub him General Gasparda. And what I loved about it, at least at first glance, is he really is a freaking pirate. We finally have like a pirate. Like, okay, Crocodile is clever. He is one of the 7 warlords. He is also a pirate, but he doesn't do pirate-y things. We have not seen him be a pirate. We've seen him be the menacing and calculating villain that we expect to see out of a decently well-written villain in any particular story arc. But we've not really come across a competent pirate. And now we have this flick where this dude was once a part of the Marines. He gave it all up for power and becoming a pirate. He played this whole fucking race just so that he could be like, I just kind of wanted to fuck with a lot of people because I'm a pirate. I get to fucking do that. I wanted to fuck with everyone, and it's a win-win for me because it made me fucking smile dicking with everybody, and anyone who survives I'm either just gonna kill or give them an opportunity to join my crew, and if they survive, that means that they're probably at least half good at their fucking job as a pirate, so I'm really just coming out on top here. From start to finish, was it a very creative use of a villain? Probably not, but I really appreciated that it didn't have to have like this giant flair. It didn't need to be deep. It was just a fucking pirate guy being a pirate.
I mean, I feel like we had kind of the same, maybe not to that extent, but I feel like Don Krieg kind of falls into that category also. Like he does whatever he wants, as we saw with the arc at the Baratier. He's just like, what do I think these guys for? Fuck it, I'm taking this ship now. It's mine.
Right.
So maybe like I guess to that point, the last time we have seen someone like that has been Don Krieg, which is quite a while ago. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can see the point. I don't necessarily care anymore, though.
I don't really care for villains who just their sole sake is doing things for the sake of nothing.
The only other thing I would mention about him was there was probably one really sweet scene too that really stuck out to me when he was right after Shiruya beat the fuck out of Needles or whatever, and then he started challenging Gasparda, and there was like a big lightning strike that happened, and you saw this like really large fucking grin, like this super diabolical smirk all over Gasparda with the light flashing. I was like, oh god, Jesus Christ, fucking put that face away.
A face only mom could love.
Honestly, my favorite scene of this entire like movie has to be it's kind of a little bit throwing it out of there random, but it's the Sea Kings.
Yeah,
because I was like, fuck yeah, the Sea Kings from the first opening. Fuck yeah, I get to see them.
Hell yeah, dude, we love the Sea Kings. It's kind of sad because we didn't actually get to see, you guys didn't get to see it because it was a part of a filler episode that we skipped. We forgot to watch the first half. About, funny enough, related to that other girl Kobe or whatever. Those were the same Sea Kings. I'm almost wondering if they even just reused the asset, but it was.
It sounds like
was it the same animation?
Yeah, there definitely was some reuse there. They were literally the exact same Sea Kings as the first Sea Kings that we that we see on the Calm Belt when the Straw Hat crew very briefly gets stuck in the Calm Belt, and then they're like, dude, why are these things like literally the size of a mountain? And they fucking they just scamper away.
Joke's on us, they are the actual physical same sea kings because they're that fucking big that they just keep moving around.
It's just a different part of them. It's like they're all Jormungandrs. They're world serpents.
What do you think Gaspard tasted like when Luffy
I was
ate
just
him?
gonna say Luffy used Chomp again.
But it was green.
It
so
was
it's like-
green, so I'm thinking like maybe green apple, maybe a kiwi even.
Which is really funny to me too, because now you have to realize, that the writers of these movies have to be like conversing with Oda himself too, to be like, so we have an idea for these powers, and then Oda's like, you can't use that. I'm going to use that. And be like, okay, well, we got to throw a new dart at the board. All right, what about this power? He's be like, nope, I'm going to use that too. And then
Son of a bitch!
then they get to a point where they're like, okay, what if we made our villain, what if we made him out of, let's just go something really random. How about pudding? He's like, no.
That's a good idea. I wasn't gonna make something like that, but now I am.
You made this?
I made this.
Like something just super
I imagine
wacky.
it's like a conference room where like on the table there's like just a bunch of shit and they're just looking at it, just going like a fucking Jolly Rancher.
They just have an intern go through the dumpster down the block, and they just go, what can we make with this?
What can we use for our villains on these seas? And then every time they talk to Oda, they're like, well, here's a list of all the devil fruits I'm gonna have, and it's just like a spreadsheet of 2,000 fruits. He's like, they're like, Oda, you can't use all of these powers. You can't seriously be trying to include all of these powers. And he's like, oh, well, it's not that I'm gonna use all of them, but these are like definitely on the burner. Like I'm thinking about it.
Like grabs them by the collar, pulls them close, goes, don't you fucking tell me what I can and can't do. This is my shit, you motherfucker.
Do you know who I am? I am One Piece.
I am the One Piece. They're going to find me at the end of this journey. I'm going to be standing there in all my glory. And I'm going to tell them that I made you. I am your god.
I am your fucking god. The only one who's allowed to sit at my table is that guy who came up with the cherry blossoms on drum. He is the only one.
I'll be sitting on him on my throne. He is my throne.
He is the throne. God damn it. All right. I think I'm good. I very passionately covered everything I wanted to mention. Anyone else got anything?
I just like the giant jet skis. I'm not gonna lie. That one was. I was like, this is.
If
nice.
only they weren't throwaway.
I know, really.
Well, that's all really I got for note wise. Besides just my quotes.
Quotes. I really only have one quote this week, so I'll just go ahead and go first. The quote that I had was when they were in the pirate fighting, brawl or whatever, and Shiryuya and Luffy are like rising to the boat in the rafters. You know what I'm talking about? And, and as they're climbing up there or like rising up, or I don't know exactly how they were getting there, Luffy's like passing Nami, and Nami's like, Luffy, what the hell's going on now? And then Luffy's like, I'm just in a fight right now, right? It's no big deal. And Nami's like, all right, just don't
get lost.
Don't get lost. All right. Like she like
Nami's like the mom who's like has like 4 toddlers that she doesn't really care about anymore. Like, they'll figure it
that was
out.
so funny to me, because like obviously she probably under normal circumstances she's like, I don't want to fucking be a part of this anymore. Stop it. And now she's just like, all right, just when you're done, see if you can like, get some money off him at least or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like bring some milk on the way home.
Bring some milk on the way home.
Just come home before the lights turn off on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and
Sanji's up there chilling with his 2 babes.
one other thing before I let it go, I loved the shirts on Chopper and Nami. Nami had a shirt that literally just
Evil.
said evil.
Evil.
And then the other one, and then Chopper had a shirt that said smile on it. My boy.
Yeah, adorable.
All right, so my first quote is actually these are both from I only have 2 of them I think from what's it called from Usopp actually. The first one is Zoro, sick 'em.
Zoro's like, you fucking coward.
Exactly. And then the other Usopp one is I hit him when he like took his slingshot and like shot at one of the random captains that was about to attack him. He like hits him in the face and like the ship stops or something. I don't remember the exact details.
Usopp does that twice too. He blows
Yeah, he
the
like takes
front
the
off
can
of
and
a
goes,
different
well,
ship.
I guess it's up to me or something like that.
Yeah, he blows the front off a different ship too.
That part was so good too because he like puts his bandana on, he gets the headgear on, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just snipe this boat right here." Shoots it, it actually works, and he's like, "Oh."
Usopp did a Zoro, but with a cannon instead. He put his headband on, got serious, and one-shotted the enemy.
they just gave our
Oh
boy
my
Usopp
God.
the Zoro.
Holy shit. I don't really have too many quotes here. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot that really needed to be restated. The only thing that I ended up writing down was an edgy quote out of Shiraya when he's talking to Grandpa. And I want to say this was when it was... Actually, it wouldn't have been. Either way, I think they're in the basement next to the boiler. Shiraya goes, "The smell of blood has soaked into my soul." I was like, God, that's so goddamn edgy. I
just gotta get this out, dude. Where's my Linkin Park puddle of mud? Where are you?
Crawling in my skin.
crawl. Yeah, no, I there's a lot of like fun lines and stuff in there, but I ended up writing this one down because I was like, God damn, the edge on this one. Holy.
Do we have a ham?
I'm gonna nominate Grandpa for the golden ham.
Oh, I was gonna nominate Steam Engine Kun.
You guys are serious because I thought we had a unanimous pick here. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Yeah, I am not giving up my boy Shiraya for Steam Engine Kun. I'm just not doing it.
No,
But Steam Engine Kun took out more people.
yeah, but Shiraya's cool.
But Shiraya's badass.
Actually, Steam Engine has a body count of 0 people. There was nobody on that ship.
You don't know that.
We do. The grandpa literally states there is literally nobody here except you 3 idiots, and then they leave.
Well, then my second rebuttal then would be Steam Engine Kun is thick.
Are we talking about the Steam Engine or are we talking about the old man?
Steam Engine Kun.
Steam Engine Guy Kun. Because Steam Engine Kun is definitely, well, Steam Engine Waifu. All right, fine. I guess that joke didn't land. Fuck you. I still give it to Shiraya.
No, yeah, I'll give it to Shiraya. Shiraya's the GOAT for sure.
Shiraya wins. What do I want to recommend? Go watch The Big Short if you haven't. I watched it recently, and I vibed with it super hard. Especially if when you saw it, if you're our age, and when you saw it, you were like, "Wow, I don't quite understand the housing market or economics." And now,
so that one, okay.
And now that you're like, if you're like us and in your mid to late 20s, early 30s, you probably have a much better idea of how it works. And watching The Big Short was quite a treat. Yeah, Christian Bale, Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell. I don't know the name of the 2 kids. There's like a couple of younger guys that were a pretty big part, but the biggest roles are Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Christian Bale. Fantastic flick. Just about like the fall of the 2008 crash. Big fan. I watched it recently in the house. We had many a chat over it. A lot of fun.
Cool. I've not seen that.
It's really good.
I've wanted to see it.
That's my recommendation for the week.
Follow us at Panda Sightings on Twitter and Instagram. Again, that is at Panda Sightings.
Not Amanda Sightings.
All right, but I'm good. All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening.
We love
Good night.
you.
I love you.